flexible learning options on alternative delivery modes, ADM, implemented by DepEd. The Department of Education, DepEd, has developed alternative delivery modes, ADM, as part of its flexible learning options, FLOs, to provide inclusive, accessible, and quality education for learners facing barriers to formal schooling. These ADMs cater to working students, learners in rural and remote areas, those affected by emergencies, and those who require flexible schedules due to personal or socioeconomic constraints. Below are the key ADMs implemented by DepEd, including their legal bases, provisions, levels of implementation, reasons for establishment, and target grade levels. First, we have the Modified In-School Off-School Approach, MISOSA. Legal basis: Department Order No. 53, Series 2002, revitalizing the MISOSA program for multi-grade schools. Provisions: MISOSA is designed for grade 4 to 6 learners in overcrowded schools where teachers and classrooms are limited. It divides students into 2 groups. One group learns in the classroom under a teacher's supervision, while the other works on learning modules and activities at home or in the community under parental or peer guidance. The groups switch roles throughout the week. Level of implementation: school and division level, primarily in congested schools. Reasons for implementation: to decongest overcrowded schools while maintaining quality education and teacher supervision. Grade levels: grades 4 to 6. We move on to Open High School Program, OHSP. Legal basis: Department Order No. 46, Series 2006, Open High School System Guidelines. Provisions: the OHSP is a distance learning program for students who cannot attend regular high school due to financial difficulties, employment, disabilities, or personal obligations. Learners study at their own pace using modules, online materials, and periodic face-to-face interactions. Level of implementation: national, division, and school level. Reasons for implementation: to reduce dropout rates and provide an alternative secondary education pathway for working students and learners with other commitments. Grade levels: grades 7 to 12. The next is the Rural Farm Schools, RFS. Legal basis: Republic Act No. 10618, Rural Farm Schools Act. Provisions: rural farm schools are established in agricultural areas to provide contextualized learning focused on agriculture, entrepreneurship, and sustainable rural development. The curriculum integrates academic subjects with hands-on farming training to equip learners with skills for livelihood and food security. Level of implementation: school and community level, primarily in rural barangays. Reasons for implementation: to support rural youth education, promote agricultural innovation, and encourage young people to engage in sustainable farming practices. Grade levels: junior and senior high school, grades 7 to 12. We also have night high school, evening classes. Legal basis: Department Order No. 47, Series 2014, Omnibus Policy on Student-Centered Learning. Provisions: night high schools offer alternative class schedules for learners who work during the day. Classes are held in the evening, following the regular high school curriculum with adjustments to accommodate working students. Level of implementation: school level, implemented by select public and private schools. Reasons for implementation: to provide working students and adult learners with flexible education schedules. Grade levels: grades 7 to 12. Then we go to education in emergencies. Legal basis: Department Order No. 44, Series 2018, Policy Guidelines on Education in Emergencies. Provisions: This program ensures education continuity for learners affected by disasters, armed conflict, and displacement. It includes temporary learning spaces, TLS, psychosocial support, mobile teachers, and modular learning materials to help learners cope with the crisis while continuing their education. Level of implementation, national, division, and school level. Implemented in disaster-affected areas. Reasons for implementation. To ensure learning continuity and resilience in the face of natural disasters and emergencies. Grade levels. Kindergarten to grade 12. We have also enhanced instructional management by parents, community, and teachers, e-impact. Legal basis. Department Order No. 41, Series 2001, Adoption of the e-impact system. Provisions. E-impact is a self-paced, multi-grade learning approach where older students tutor younger learners, guided by modules and community facilitators. It promotes peer learning, community involvement, and collaborative instruction in areas with a shortage of teachers. Level of implementation. School and community level. Implemented in low-resource schools. Reasons for implementation. To address teacher shortages and promote community engagement in education. Grade levels. Grades 1 to 6. The older version of it is instructional management by parents, community, and teachers, impact. Legal basis. Department Order No. 12, Series 2004, Implementation of the Impact Learning System. Provisions. Impact is an open learning system where students progress based on mastery rather than grade levels. It promotes peer tutoring, self-learning modules, and community participation. Level of implementation. School and community level. Reasons for implementation. To ensure learning continuity in underserved areas by maximizing community resources and active learning. Grade levels. Multigrade, grades 1 to 6, and some secondary levels. Now we have Modified Work and Study Program, MWSP. Legal basis. DepEd Order No. 26, S. 1997, Guidelines on MWSP Implementation. Provisions. MWSP allows students to work part-time while completing their education. Schools coordinate with employers to provide learners with flexible schedules that balance their studies and work. Level of implementation. School and community level. Reasons for implementation. To support economically disadvantaged students who need to work while studying. Grade levels. Senior high school, grades 11 to 12. Now we move deeper as to how these flexible learning options are being implemented in the field. Modified In-School Off-School Approach, MISOSA. MISOSA is implemented in highly congested schools where student-to-teacher ratios are too high for effective instruction. The approach divides students into two groups. One group attends regular face-to-face classes with a teacher, while the other learns from self-instructional modules at home or in community learning spaces. The groups switch roles throughout the week, ensuring that all learners receive direct teacher guidance at least 3 times a week while engaging in self-paced learning on other days. Teachers conduct regular assessments through quizzes, oral recitations, and written activities to monitor progress. Parents and community members play a role in supervising home-based learning activities. Next, the Open High School Program, OHSP, is a distance education model designed for learners who cannot attend regular classes due to work, health issues, or other personal commitments. Learning is conducted through printed modules, online platforms, and scheduled consultations with teachers. Students follow a self-paced learning approach where they can complete lessons and submit assignments based on their availability. Schools offering OHSP have dedicated teachers who monitor students' progress through monthly evaluations, online check-ins, and periodic face-to-face assessments. Learners are required to attend scheduled learning sessions at designated learning hubs or community centers to ensure that they stay on track. The program allows students to complete their secondary education without the pressure of daily classroom attendance. Now, the rural farm schools integrate agriculture-based learning with formal education, allowing students to apply classroom knowledge directly to farming practices. These schools follow a dual learning system, where students spend 50% of their time in academic instruction and the other 50% in hands-on agricultural training. The learning process includes farm visits, laboratory work, cooperative farming projects, and entrepreneurship training to develop learners' skills in agricultural innovation. Rural farm schools collaborate with the Department of Agriculture, local government units, and private farm enterprises to provide hands-on experience. Students also engage in agribusiness planning and cooperative farming activities, ensuring that they gain practical knowledge applicable to rural economic development. What about night high school evening classes? Night high schools operate under the same curriculum as regular secondary schools, but classes are held from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. to accommodate learners who have work or family obligations during the day. The learning structure is adjusted to suit working students, with more emphasis on self-paced learning, project-based assessments, and weekend tutorials. Schools implementing night high school programs ensure that teachers are available to provide academic support, remedial sessions, and career guidance. Learners undergo the same evaluation as regular students, including summative assessments, periodic exams, and work-related performance reviews. The program is often linked to the Modified Work and Study Program MWSP to help students balance their job responsibilities while completing their education. For Education in Emergencies. DepEd's Education in Emergencies program is a rapid response initiative aimed at ensuring learning continuity for students affected by natural disasters, armed conflicts, and displacement. Schools in affected areas set up temporary learning spaces, TLS, where learners continue their education in makeshift classrooms, tents, or community centers. Instructional materials are adapted to the emergency context using modular learning kits, radio-based instruction, and mobile teachers to deliver lessons. Teachers undergo specialized training in psychological first aid and trauma-informed teaching strategies to help students cope with distress. The program also provides school feeding programs, hygiene kits, and emergency supplies to ensure that learners remain physically and emotionally prepared for learning despite their circumstances. eImpact operates as a multi-grade and peer-assisted learning system, where older students serve as peer tutors to younger learners. The approach promotes independent learning through structured learning modules, which students complete at their own pace under the supervision of parents, community volunteers, and teachers. Classroom instruction is scheduled once or twice a week, allowing students to engage in collaborative learning activities while completing the majority of their studies independently. Schools implementing eImpact provide learning guides, printed resources, and digital platforms to support self-directed learning. Community participation is a key component, ensuring that learners have access to educational support beyond the school environment. Instructional management by parents, community, and teachers. Impact. Impact is a competency-based learning system where students progress through levels based on mastery rather than traditional grade levels. Learners complete modular lessons, group learning sessions, and supervised community-based projects. Peer tutoring is a significant feature of Impact, as advanced students assist their peers, fostering a culture of collaborative learning. Teachers act as facilitators rather than direct instructors, providing guidance during scheduled sessions and monitoring students' progress through formative assessments and project-based evaluations.